Hockey Day in the Berg continues here on FATV as we get ready for the third game in our triple header. The Red Raiders of Fitchburg Monty look to maintain their undefeated record as they host the Blue Knights of Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley here on FATV. I'm John Gugerty, joined of course by Dan Bolak. Dan, we have seen two incredible games already on a day with an incredible purpose. Indeed we have. We couldn't have asked for a better day, a better showing of teams. Now one more game. It's high school hockey between Fitchburg Monty and Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley. These two teams met just 14 days ago. These two teams did indeed meet just 2 weeks ago. It was here on FATV. We had the call. That was a 4-1 victory for Fitchburg Monty back on Saturday, January the 8th. Before we get too far into the hockey business of this one, we want to let you know one more time that, of course, all of today's festivities here at the Wallace Civic Center are to benefit the Tebow Family Rehabilitation Trust. You can go to TBO14, that's TBO14.fatv.org. That'll take you to the GoFundMe page for Mr. Tebow, player from Milton Academy, who we just saw defeated, unfortunately, by Pomfret, but it was a wonderful game nonetheless, that 3-2 win for the Griffins. An overtime victory for the visitors from Northeast Connecticut. From the quiet corner, but was anything but quiet in their own end. But still, Kellen Bowden, the goalie, I think was the first star of that game. 40 saves for the Griffins. An incredible game for Kellen Bowden. We saw that victory. We also saw Fitchburg State University victorious over Westfield State. But we are ready now for the third of 3 games. And as we take a look at this one, Dan, it's a bit of a mismatch on paper. Fitchburg Monty, we said, coming in with a record 8-0 after they were 8-3-4 last season. Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley on the other side. The Blue Knights come in with a record 1 win, 6 losses, and 1 draw. Their last point came against Leominster back on New Year's Eve. That was a 1-1 tie. They have not won since December the 18th when they defeated St. Bernard's. 4 losses in a row for the Blue Knights. Last time out Wednesday, they lost to Littleton Bromfield 4-0. Garrett Hakey tested early and often, 39 saves, but ultimately 43-17 with the shots. Aiden LeDuc with the 17-save shutout for Littleton Bromfield. Hakey and McGrath, Kyle McGrath, that is, have alternated starts throughout all the games this season, so we would expect to see McGrath in goal today for LAS. For Fitchburg Monty, they're coming off a 5-1 win over St. Bernard's. You know, St. Bernard's had about a similar record coming in, but they played very strong hockey in that contest, and it wasn't easy street for the Red Raiders, who had beaten that same St. Bernard's side 10-0 in the season opener. Over the 6 weeks, St. Bernard's has developed and improved, and the question is, how much have these Blue Knights improved over the last 2 weeks, especially now that they've seen the Red Raiders once. Fitchburg Monty last week here on FATV defeated Greater Lowell Neshoba, a 5-2 win. Their last game before that was their first game against Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley. That game a 4-1 victory for the White and Brick. And if you remember, we also joked about that 8:30 a.m. game in Marlborough against Assabet. That ended up getting postponed. There was bad weather that day, if you recall. There was indeed some nasty weather. We are just about ready to introduce the starting lineups, so let's send it down to our public address announcer.
Good evening, high school hockey fans, and welcome to the Wallace Civic Center for Hockey Day at the Berg, the final game today. Before we get underway, just want to make a shout out to our special sponsors for this evening: IC Credit Union, Orchard Hills Athletic Club, Live Automation, and Columbia. Tonight we have the Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley Blue Knights versus the Fitchburg Monty Raiders. Here are the starting lineups. First for the Knights, at right wing, number 16, Ryan Strout. Center, number 9, Ben Short. Left wing, number 2, Josh Agnesi. Defense, number 12, Nick Fortier. Defense, number 10, Tyler Fortier. In goal for the Knights, number 1, Kyle McGrath. The head coach for Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley is Eric Short. For the Raiders, on defense, number 21, Wyatt Peters. Defense, number 24, Peter Stevens. Left wing, number 20, Colin Hines. Center, number 22, Sammy Jaramillo. At right wing, number 23, Riley LeBlanc. And in goal for the Raiders, number 1, Devin McGivern. The head coach is Lowney. Officials for tonight's game, Mike Ware and Owen Napolitano. Ladies and gentlemen, students, at this time, I would ask you all to please stand as we honor our nation and the flag with the playing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Hockey Day in the Berg here on FATV from the Wallace Civic Center, just off of John Fitch Highway in Fitchburg, Mass. We are ready for our third game of the triple header. And folks, just buckle in. I'm going to let you know right now, Dan and I, we're professionals. We haven't had anything but water, but at the same time, I don't know if I speak for you, Mr. Bolak, but I'm feeling just a little pungent. Yeah. It's going to be a fun broadcast. I think we're going to have some fun here. Hopefully we're going to have a fun game to bring you. It is the Red Raiders of Fitchburg Monty Tech taking on the Blue Knights of Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley. Fitchburg Monty Tech in the white jerseys, trimmed with red and black. They'll be going left to right in the first and third periods. Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley in the road blues with white numbers. Very attractive numbers, gotta say. Those are some nice looking shirts on those Blue Knights.
I like these jerseys a lot more than the homes.
And here with the play-by-play of period number 1 is Dan Polak.
Thank you very much. As Peter Stevens tries to bring it in, LeBlanc can't settle it down. Stevens will throw it in left wing corner. In pursuit is Tyler Fortier. Now around the boards, near side, Josh Agnesi trying to move it along. And he caught up there with Jaramillo and LeBlanc. And LeBlanc will take control of the puck, pass it along. Wyatt Peters with a shot flutters past the glove of Kyle McGrath and wide to the right. Dug out in the right wing corner, 4 players and a 5th one there for LAS as well. LeBlanc will take control of it, try to move it around to the left side. Pushing it along, Peters tries to turn it in direction of goal, settled down by LeBlanc, can't get the shot cleanly away. Now that is LeBlanc. There's Jaramillo was the one who had that last chance. He was knocked down behind the play. And Sammy Jaramillo will go pick that up right wing corner. Battling there with Nick Fortier. LeBlanc knocking it further along. Colin Hines left wing corner. Hines looking around. Finally dispossessed. Pushed down by Ryan Strout. And a 3-on-1 developing. Strout trying to center out in front. And Agnesi not able to get it on goal. Jaramillo trying to pull it out left wing corner his own end. LeBlanc backhands it out of the zone, settled down at the red line by Sean McGrath.
was really good one-on-three defensive play by Peter Stevens, and also good goaltending by Devin McGivern, really limiting the options for the Blue Knights. That was a very dangerous counterattacking opportunity, but Fitchburg Monty Tech handled it well.
Icing against the Red Raiders will bring the face-off all the way down to the left
Amazingly,
side.
no shots officially for either side, but especially off of that 3-on-1 break for LAS.
Minute 33 gone, draw to the left of Devin McGivern, battled for on the far half boards. The puck pops out behind the net, Zach Plunkett, bodied in the boards by Brady Madigan. That'll be arced out of the zone. Sean McGrath settles for Agnesi. Now back in his own end is Nick Fortier. Stick battle, therefore, at the red line between Madigan and Zach Robillard. Robillard getting his first of the season a couple nights ago against St. Bernard's. Raiders win control of the puck. It's Broussard looking to knock it down in front. Goes into the left wing corner. Centering pass blocked. It's going to be Maximos Katas getting it out of the zone. Sent to the ice illegally. I think there was also icing, but lots of things happening there. Although considering the lack of anybody going to the box, I thought it was illegal, but no, they're both signaling icing is what it was. Excuse me on that.
Crowd here on the near side wanted a penalty.
I thought with the arm going up, I thought they were going to get it.
Folks on the far side are just enthused about the big hit.
And that was the correct reaction. Robert Brogan back in his own end. His pass intercepted by Ben Short. And the shot put on goal and gloved by McGivern. Or deflected away with the mitt, but it wouldn't have counted had it gone. It was offside.
Short was the only player in the offensive end, but he had not tagged up. Short was a big part of Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley's attack the first time we saw these Blue Knights a couple of weeks ago. Looked to be the best player on the ice for Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley. We'll see if that's the case today.
Ben Short, just an 8th grader, but already with 8 goals and 3 assists this season. Son of head coach Eric in his 21st season. Lucas Wiebe behind the net. Looking to the left point for Brogan. Now back for Wiebe. Short dispossesses him. Jake Waldron trying to play it against the boards for LAS. Wiebe again. His pass will be picked up there by Tyler Fortier. Fortier skates it up, winds and fires, but it's well offline. Strout in the right wing corner with Short. Loses the puck, and Brogan tries to backhand it out of the zone, kept in by Waldron. Centering feed, a great chance there for LAS, but that's stopped by McGivern. And the second chance opportunity on Logan Martin doesn't get a chance, and there's going to be a hooking call. Quite obvious there, as just the stick from Cole Howard went up way too high. It just put himself in a bad spot. The stick goes against the body like that. It's a hook. It's 2 minutes.
Logan Martin actually got run into his own teammate thanks to that hooking foul by Cole Howard.
First power play of the game goes to Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley. Their 1 goal 2 weeks ago against the Fitchburg Monty Tech side was on the power play.
2-minute minor for high sticking.
High sticking is officially the call.
3:36 first period.
Regardless, it's a matter of don't put your stick up there. As here's Ben Short into the zone, offside. Agnesi just jumped the line.
Agnesi was a good 3-4 skate lengths over the line. Not the hardest offside call that officials ever had to make.
Just trying to time Short's entry just right, and he did not do so. Draw will come outside the zone. Short will take the draw for LAS against Sammy Jaramillo.
Like how the ref turns around, talks to Agnesi like, you know you have to be on the other side of that line, right?
Get your timing right, man. Here's Agnesi on the left side. Settles it down, tries to give himself some space. Around the boards it'll go. Wyatt Peters trying to get it out. Kick, trying to keep it in there from Tyler Fortier. That won't do so much, and Riley LeBlanc gains the blue line. Eventually dispossessed by Fortier. Pass floated up in the neutral zone and dumped right back down by the Red Raiders. About 60 seconds killed on this man advantage for LAS. 10:23 to go in the first. No score. Shots one apiece. Short, nudging it along. Agnesi pushing it too, but the Red Raiders take control. And this is Riley LeBlanc, most dangerous player for the Red Raiders. Trying to throw that in front for Jaramillo as he was falling down. Jaramillo will eventually take control of the puck. Around the boards it'll go to the far side, where LeBlanc pounds it back from one side to the other. This is killing precious seconds on the power play for LAS. Madigan, body a man into the boards and take control of the puck. This long stretch pass is way too far out of the reach of Logan Martin, who is engaged with one of the Red Raiders, and icing is the call.
Just 21 seconds left on this power play for Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley, Dan, and for the most part, the puck has been in their defensive end. Fitchburg Monty Tech is more than happy to play shorthanded. It almost seems like they're the team with the power play at the moment. And we talked about that last time these two teams met.
Yeah, I was just about to say, this seems like a familiar theme. Draw taken by the Blue Knights. Not a great pass there. Hines turns, shoots, kick save McGrath. Rebound, another chance. Gets past McGrath, but in the blue paint through the other side. And out of danger, Madigan up the side. Set to the boards by Jacob Prudo. Penalty is up to Howard. Back to full strength. Go the Red Raiders.
And obviously, Dan, these are two teams that are in very different spots in terms of, you know, their contention, the talent on the roster. It's a very young side for Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley. They lost a number of players to graduation. Just a team that's trying to put together, trying to find what the future of their program is going to be. On the other side for Fitchburg Monty Tech, undefeated thus far this season. They want some hardware.
A perfect 8-0 thus far in this campaign. Hockey Night in Boston ranks them as the number 5 team in Division 4. Cleared out of the zone by the Red Raiders, and they've been putting just enough on it that even though it gets to the goal line, there's a player in close proximity and the icing is waived. They've done that now twice in the last 30 seconds or so. It means a lot tougher task for LAS because now they've got to make their way back up ice all by themselves. Dumped in towards McGivern. He tries to glove it down, misses on it, but it goes well wide to the side. Now in front of the Red Raider bench, Tyler Fortier thrown to the ice, and that is deemed illegal.
Fortier thrown to the ice. He took Tyler Brassard's stick with him, but I think the officials are going to say that Brassard was the guilty party. Send him to his room to think about what he's done.
Brassard cannot believe that he is the one being called for that penalty. He is very frustrated with that development.
I believe he actually put his hand on his chest, looked at the official and said, "Me?"
Brassard, multi-sport athlete for the Red Raiders. He's played some quarterback for the football team.
Just a little bit.
He'll sit for 2 minutes or less in power play number 2.
9, Tyler Brassard. 2-minute minor for holding. Time of the penalty.
Holding is the call.
45.
Because generally to throw a guy to the ground, you have to hold him. And that's going to be a penalty there against Nick Fortier. That was a high shot there on Jaramillo. Cross-checking indicated.
It's been a very aggressive game here in the early going from both sides. And for the first time, we hear the home faithful rather chanting, "You can't do that," at Nick Fortier. As no, in fact, you cannot cross-check someone. If you get caught, you'll go to hockey jail. We'll take a look at it again here. Fortier just comes in. You can see there, you hold your stick parallel to the ice, and then you thrust it forward into your opponent. That's a cross-check, and that's what Nick Fortier did.
Officials don't like that. They see that as absolute diabolical, and you'll sit for 2 minutes for that. Strout with the shot, stopped by McGivern. Popped out of his glove, and that's something I'm noticing here with McGivern, is he does not have good control of his glove right now. That's, I think, the 3rd time I've seen a puck pop out.
I've seen that a number of times in a number of different games, including some today. Those rebounds can be very dangerous for goaltenders. Saw Ryan Strout come barreling in on McGivern after that. He actually held up his hand as if to say, "Look, man, I was just sliding in. I wasn't trying anything." It's been a very aggressive game by both sides. Good on Strout for pointing that out.
Shot by LeBlanc, stopped by McGrath. And the Blue Knights just trying to control it back in their own end. A minute to go on the far side. The shot from Stevens off a stick and away from danger. Back to Stevens, tries another shot. Actually knocks the stick out of Ben Short's hands. Thrown back in and around the boards. Josh Agnesi will stretch it out. And here is Ryan Strout into the zone on the left side. He gets the shot off. McGivern makes the save there, holds the puck to his chest.
That time there was no rebound to be had. Made that save, covered it up with both hands. He was not letting that puck go until he heard a whistle.
37 seconds to go on the far side. 6:51 to go in the first. No score. Shots just 4-3 in favor of the Red Raiders. On the draw, Madigan trying to settle on his backhand, get a shot towards goal. Couldn't do much there. Shot thrown all the way down and on target. That'll be sticked aside by McGrath. Cody Berkio trying to center for Bruno. Puck still loose there. Pounces past McGrath behind him, but does not find its way into the net. Puck comes out of the zone. Zach Robillard will go and settle. Go D to D. Raiders will have about 15 seconds of power play time to work with. It's going to be a very brief power play for their first advantage of the night, and it starts now. Bruno trying to turn towards goal, a redirection, but it's wide. Offline to the left. Puck squirts out to the right point. Robillard settles, shoots, redirected again, but offline, and that's the end of the power play. 15 seconds goes really quick. And right out of the box, Dick Fortier immediately trying to lay a boom on Bruno.
I thought they were going to get Fortier for another cross-check right as he came out of the box.
Meanwhile, Bruno doing well to keep possession of the puck, finally cleared out of danger and down the length of the ice. And where it's retrieved in his own end by Zach Robillard. Robillard for the Red Raiders, pass up ice. It's Broussard. Nudged at the blue line, can't be controlled there by Jaramillo. Blue Lights look to reset and take it away. Riley LeBlanc shoots wide. He's got the best release on this Red Raider side. Just couldn't put it on target that time. And the Blue Knights need an icing here.
It was a great individual effort by LeBlanc. He made the steal, got isolated one-on-one with the goaltender, but he couldn't put the shot on target. Fluttered just wide into the right. Nothing comes of it. We remain scoreless with 5:10 to play here in the first period.
Draw will come to the left of Kyle McGrath. 5 saves for him. Junior netminder. He's alternated with Garrett Hakey across the entire season. To the left point it goes. LeBlanc in the corner looking for that centering pass. LeBlanc couldn't get there in time. He gets the puck now though. This pass falls off the stick of Jaramillo. Around to the near side. Stevens tries to keep in the zone. He will successfully keep it in the zone. Penalty against Jaramillo. Dumped illegally. And that's a cross-check that he is guilty of. That's penalty number 3 against the Red Raiders.
I feel like Bo Burnham when I just say, you know, you do this thing, you hold your stick out to the ice, you push the man down. That is a cross-check. TikTok is fun. Broad statement, I know, but TikTok is fun.
Back to the man advantage go the Blue Knights. There have been times when the Red Raiders have found themselves with bouts of indiscipline.
Jaramillo's in the wrong penalty box.
Well, now he moves over to the correct one. Just swaps right over there while nobody's paying attention. McGivern already with a kick save on this power play for LAS. Thrown in the direction of goal. Goes off his stick. Now right out in front. Great chance. Whipped on. Backhand chance. And another great save there by McGivern.
Agnesi just couldn't cue it up on the forehand opportunity. He got another shot. Tried the backhand wrister. Couldn't get it to go. But he's going to be kicking himself about that missed shot.
Now the Raiders developing a 2-on-1 with Riley LeBlanc. Tries to get the pass across. Cut down there by Tyler Fortier.
Incredible defensive work by Fortier. Now another chance for FMT.
Hines with the shot. That one didn't find its way through. Hines couldn't believe where he was, but he was in position suddenly to make something happen. 60 seconds gone on this power play, number 3 for the Blue Knights. No score, 3:35 to go, first period. Short turns around, looks into the right wing corner. Tyler Fortier winds, blasts, might have gotten a piece, and it hops up into the netting and out of play. 3:24 to go in the first.
Let's take a look at some of the big physical play from Fitchburg Monty Tech here in this game. First, a big hit right coming up here. That was the backhand opportunity by Agnesi. We'll see those hits in a moment. Right now we've got a face-off in neutral ice.
Draw controlled briefly by the Red Raiders, push it to the LAS blue line.
It's been a very aggressively played game by both sides, Dan, as I apologize. Shot there by Ben Short, save made by McGivern.
Nothing dramatic about the glove there, just able to snare that one.
I figure if we call 3 hockey games in a day and I only step on your toes twice, we're doing okay.
Draw one by the Blue Knights as Waldron moved it along left side boards. Agnesi across right side, Tyler Fortier with a shot turned aside by McGivern. As Berkio tries to get it out of the zone, second effort will push it down the ice to the LAS circles. 10 to go on the advantage. Waldron dispossessed. Berkio slammed from behind. A couple players wanted a penalty there, nothing given. Ben Short will gain the blue line as time expires on the penalty. Agnesi tries to pick up the loose puck in the left circle, gets the shot off through the paint, but wide to the right. Berkio moving his way up on a 2-on-1, perhaps developing. Berkio shoots, and an arm save by McGrath.
Had Pruno there decided to take the shot himself. It was a really good save by Kyle McGrath.
Another shot that's cut through the maze of bodies, doesn't find its way to the other side. Pruno's got it, near side corner. Second nudge out in front, trying to feed Brassard. He'll settle it, put it to the left point for Peters. Peters with a shot, Pruno trying to nudge it forward. Brassard again, trying to settle in the slot. So many bodies there, a lot going on. Nick Fortier loses his stick as he absorbs the hit from Brassard. Will play on.
Fortier lost his stick, tried to grab Brassard's. Brassard was not happy with that decision.
Agnesi loses control of the puck as the Red Raiders, with 100 seconds to go in the frame, that pass behind the Red Raider and down the ice, just makes it to the goal line, and the Blue Knights skates just slowly enough to ensure the icing.
You know, Dan, there are some things you notice when you're doing the color commentary. You don't have to have your eye on the puck the entire time here. Tyler Brassard has a pretty big fan section right next to the far side penalty box there. He was waving to somebody over there.
Raiders take control of the draw. LeBlanc pass up on the near side. Jaramillo. Now Hines. Hines left circle shot. Save, rebound, score! Sammy Jaramillo deposits the rebound with 1:22 to go in the frame. The Raiders have the first strike.
We talked about rebounds and we talked about the importance for a goaltender of controlling the rebounds. It was McGrath who inspired the discussion. Actually, excuse me, it was McGivern who inspired the discussion, but it's McGrath who pays the penalty. He can't control the rebound off of the initial shot, and then Sammy Jaramillo has a wide open net, and he does not miss.
Jaramillo with his 5th goal of the season will give the Raiders a 1-0 lead. We're approaching 60 seconds to go in the frame. We'll see how much the Blue Knights will start buzzing to try to respond here. Loose puck in the circle, eventually settled by the Raiders. LeBlanc puts it across. Now that shot flutters, hits the crossbar. They go for the bank shot behind him. McGrath somehow able to get that.
McGrath just barely got a glove on it. It deflected past him off the crossbar. A big, fortunate break. I think the officials are indicating it was played with a high stick, so we're going to get a face-off all the way back in the Fitchburg end. But still a very nervous moment for Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley. They were almost down 2-0.
They catch that break there, shot through some traffic. McGivern knocks that one away. They go for the bank again on that side. Not able to put it where they needed to. Jaramillo for Brogan. Now to the neutral zone. We're here short. Short with a shot, high riser over the crossbar. Hines whiffs on the clearing attempt. Eventually settled and taken by the Red Raiders to the neutral zone. Now playing a bit of keep away as we tick under 10 to go in the period. Maybe try to hit one stretch pass. Not much time to work with here. Wiebe gets it on his backhand, but he knows he can't get a good shot from that position. And what he does get on there, not a lot of pace and a bit late. But that brings us to the end of the first period. Fitchburg Monty Tech with a 1-0 lead.
Kyle McGrath faced a lot of challenges in that first period. It looked for a while like Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley was going to be able to escape with the scores knotted at 0. But Fitchburg Monty Tech able to capitalize on a loose rebound. Sammy Jaramillo putting the puck in the back of the net with just a couple minutes left to play in the period gives Fitchburg Monty Tech a well-deserved 1-0 lead, Dan. They do indeed look to be the better side again.
Shots in that first period, 9-7 in favor of the Red Raiders. The lone goal coming with 1:22 to go in the frame. Jaramillo gets his 5th of the season. Assists go to Colin Hines and Riley LeBlanc. Hines' 3rd assist, LeBlanc 7th. LeBlanc now with a team-high 19 points.
Was an incredible first period of hockey here at the Wallace Civic Center. We've got 2 more to go on what has been a fantastic triple header here. Hockey Day in the Berg continues. We will take the first intermission break alongside the players, but don't go anywhere. Or if you do, come on back in about 11 and a half minutes. We've got 2 more periods of hockey to play. It's Hockey Day in the Berg on FATV. Hockey Day in the Berg continues here on FATV. I'm John Gugerty, joined of course by Dan Bullock as we get ready for the second period of action. Fitchburg Monty Tech leads Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley by a score of 1-0 in the 3rd game of our triple header. We do want to thank again our underwriters who make this and every remote production possible. Fitchburg Access Television's remote productions are underwritten by Rollstone Bank and Trust, Workers Credit Union, Unitil, Minuteman Press, North End Subaru, the Sentinel and Enterprise, Fitchburg State University, and UMass Memorial Health Alliance Clinton Hospital. Thank you so much to them for everything that they do to make these broadcasts possible. And I gotta say, Dan, if we can toot our own horn for a second here, we've done a dang good job through 2 1/3 games of hockey. Fantastic work by the FATV crew. You and I haven't been too shabby ourselves. We had Tim Foley here for the first game, and I think he's got a career in broadcasting for him if he wants it.
Yeah, he's pretty good at this broadcasting thing. I said, you know, we're all relatively young folk, but we have a combined 30 years of play calling experience.
God, you say that so long. It sounds like the Mythbusters almost. You remember the intro to those Mythbusters episode? Adam Savage and Jamie Heineman, between them over 30 years. Yeah, it makes us sound old. I feel old now.
It was 30, it's funny how it was 30 years in the first season. Even in the last season, it was still 30 years. It's never wrong.
No. There was one time they tried to get the build team into the intro and it was like, among all 5 of them, they have 50 years of experience. No, we're here for Adam and Jamie. And sometimes to Ogle Carey. But let's move on and talk about some hockey here. Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley and Fitchburg Monty Tech take the ice. Once again, Fitchburg Monty Tech leading by a score of 1-0. Not terribly surprising that they look to be the better side. They're in a much more competitive position. 8-0 on the season, coming in against 1-6-1 for Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley. But Dan, I've really been impressed by the play of the Blue Knights. They look to be a much better side than the team we saw even 2 weeks ago.
Me and Tim were talking about it on Thursday, that sometimes, you know, having seen a team once, you get a better idea of how their tactics flow. It's like there's one thing to watch them on film, but seeing them in person is another thing. And directly playing against them, it's like now you have a better idea how they run their offense, how they operate, and what to focus on. And that's something that you keep in your mind when you play them a second time, especially when it's just 2 weeks apart. Those memories are still pretty fresh in your mind.
And it gets back to You know, you think about the individual matchups for each player on Fitchburg Monty Tech. They look across the ice at this Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley side. If you're, one-on-one with, say, Tyler Fortier or Ben Short, you know from having played them before, okay, he likes to hit high here. If I duck low, I can get past him here. It's that kind of exchange that comes with knowing your opponent a number of times. As we get ready for the second period of play, we are underway here at the Wallace Civic Center. 15 more minutes before we take our last break of the evening. Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley on the early offensive advantage. Lost there by Short, gathered by Sammy Jaramillo. Jaramillo will send it back behind his own net for Stevens. Stevens pressured by Short. Sent back behind the net for Wyatt Peters. Peters tries to clear, can't do it. Finally does. Peters grabs the puck. He's got a 2-on-2 if he hurries. Sends it forward for Hines, and it'll be covered up by Kyle McGrath. McGrath faced 9 shots in the first period. He turned away 8 of them. They'll give him his 9th save right there. Shots on goal 10-7 in favor of the Red Raiders.
Of course, the last time these two teams played, it was Garrett Hakey in goal for LAS. This time, Kyle McGrath, it was just McGrath's turn to play. If it was, one other game for LAS in the interim between the games, it probably would have been Hakey back between the pipes. They've been rotating with strong consistency. We saw Milton Academy does that as well. So it's interesting to see multiple teams have, 2 goalies and rotating them with consistency. You have a goalie 1 and a goalie A.
Jaramillo gives chase for the Red Raiders, gathered by Fortier of the Blue Knights. Nick Fortier crosses his blue line but lost the handle. Picked up there, Jaramillo on the blue line, has an odd man advantage, decides not to do it. Jaramillo skates back, sends it to a Blue Knight, probably not his intention, but hey, that's what he did. I'm just the messenger, don't shoot me. Jaramillo gets the puck again, chases it down into the LAS end, no icing to call. Tyler Fortier there to pick it up, sends it to his brother Nick. Nick Fortier loses the handle. Jaramillo centering pass, backhand opportunity, no. Riley LeBlanc turned away. Comes back out to Peters at the point. Peters' shot is blocked. It'll be cleared out by LAS. Sent forward to Plunkett. Plunkett hits Peters. Excuse me, that's LeBlanc. LeBlanc gains the blue line. His shot, save made. Rebound pops loose. But then Kyle McGrath is able to cover it up.
McGrath thought he may have had that, but held right to the crest, the LAS on his jersey, but it fluttered out of the glove and down to the ice, but he was able to get on top of that and make sure it was obscured from play.
As a goaltender, Dan, is there a more terrifying moment than thinking you have the puck and then realizing you don't?
It's not a great feeling. It's even worse, I think, when it's behind you, because we had that goal from the first game when Valtteri Valtonen accidentally knocked it in his own net, and that's a fear that I've got if the puck's behind me, because you don't want to sit on it and have it pop right in. Happened to Marc-Andre Fleury in the 08 Stanley Cup Final. That was the winning goal.
Pruno sends it back behind the goal. Shot is blocked, winds up going wide. Backhand from the bad angle, can't get it in, can Pruno. Gathered by Maximos Cadiz. Cadiz will send it out, pursued by FMT for Zach Plunkett. Plunkett will take it back behind the cage, sends it forward to his partner, Cordy Berkio. Berkio was trying to hit Stevens, couldn't do it. Gathered instead by Tyler Broussard. Broussard back for Pruno. His drive goes into the netting and will stop play with 12:36 to play here in the second period.
Slamming of something in the background. Someone was not happy with how that developed.
We'll get a face-off to the left of Kyle McGrath. Back behind the net, looks to the defenseman, instead bad angle shot, finds the Blue Knight. LAS will clear, chased down by Peter Stevens. Stevens will take it back behind McGivern, reset the play, sends it forward up to Gendron. Gendron clears it out of the zone, crosses the red line, now the Blues, still Gendron with the puck, finally loses it. Grabbed by Howard, Howard shot, save made. Rebound goes back behind the net, still live.
We saw Gendron score from that spot a couple of weeks ago.
Gendron tries again, centering pass flutters to nowhere. Kept in at the blue line. Another centering pass is deflected, Gendron chasing after it. Grabbed by Lucas Wiebe. Wiebe back for Gendron. Wants to go behind the net, loses the handle. It'll be taken there instead by Ben Short. Short tries to clear, can't do it. Kept in the zone by Brogan. Now finally cleared, but we get a whistle. Based on the timing there, might we get a penalty here? Or was that perhaps, no, it was just played with a high stick. So they'll stop play, bring it back for a face-off in the LAS defensive end. The referee there has given Jake Waldron a bit of what for, which is weird because he's number 3. It should be a bit of what 3, but what are you going to do? I told you we were punchy today.
But only Logan Martin was the guy who did that.
Face-off won by FMT, centering pass broken up, can't get the shot off. Now grabbed by Colin Hines. Hines in the near side corner. Sends it back rather for Peters. His shot is blocked, goes back off the boards. LeBlanc will chase, leaves it back for Jaramillo. Sammy Jaramillo spins, fires, save made, rebound goes wide. Jaramillo will gather and try again. Tries to send it for Peters, can't get the shot right, and it's cleared out by LAS. Chased down by Zach Robillard, no icing, as it dies before it even gets to the face-off dot. Robillard sends it back along the near side boards as I step on my commentary partner's toes. Sorry about that, Dan. I'll get you at the next whistle, or sooner. Picked up there by Colin Hines in the offensive zone. Hines takes it back behind the net, looking for somebody, tries the shot, whiffs on it, and it sits there for a moment before being steered wide by Sean McGrath. Picked up by Nick Fortier, one of the captains for LAS. Fitchburg skater loses an edge, actually works to the FMT advantage. Jaramillo will chase down. He's hit hard by McGrath, but he's tough. He's a hockey player. He'll live. Jaramillo centering pass, point blank shot by Riley LeBlanc, and a great save made by McGrath.
So I was going to say is now a little over 4 minutes gone. 6 shots in this period, all for the Red Raiders.
Momentum certainly on the side of Fitchburg Monty Tech. We talked last time about the youth of this Lunenburg Blue Knight team, the Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley Blue Knights rather. Wonder if they might get a little bit tired as this night goes on. Shot goes just wide of the net. Kept in. Grabbed now by Berkio. His shot covered up. Looked like it got a deflection by Pruno, but McGrath was able to follow it in. And we'll take another draw. That's another shot in this second period for Fitchburg Monty Tech. Still 7 on the board for Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley.
All Devin McGivern's had to really do is skate laps after the whistle. It's been a great first 5 minutes for the Red Raiders. Nothing on the big red numbers to show for it.
Just as you say that, Blue Knights will put him to work. Commentary curse at work again. McGivern steers it into the netting and will take a face-off.
Haven't really talked about the goalie numbers for Kyle McGrath coming in. 325 goals against, 892 save percentage on a 1-3 record. McGivern 8-0, 113 goals against, 956 save percentage. Video game numbers the senior netminder's putting up.
Drive off the face-off is deflected. Squirts through to McGivern. He covers it up, gets another easy save. Just a few seconds gone, now 10:01 to play here in period number 2. Fitchburg Monty Tech will change up personnel before the face-off to their goaltender's right. It'll be Jaramillo taking it for the Red Raiders. And it's won by the Blue Knights. Nick Fortier, his shot goes wide. Pursued by Brogan. He sends it along for Hines. Hines gets Jaramillo. Jaramillo can't keep the handle. Hines pokes it back, but there's only a man wearing blue there. Hines regathers, sends it back for Brogan. Brogan advances. This is Riley LeBlanc. LeBlanc's got a 2-on-2 if he wants it. Sends it forward. Poke shot, no. Rebound, no. Follow-up opportunity by Jaramillo just went wide of the net. Now a centering pass for Jaramillo. He can't find the handle. Hines can't have it either. Finally steered out of the zone by Agnesi. He sends it forward. The shot by Short is saved by McGivern.
Blue Knights have been doing a tremendous job staying with the Red Raiders, pressuring them, making sure they're not going to have an easy time receiving passes.
Both teams changing up personnel. Looks like we'll get a full fresh 5 for Fitchburg Monty Tech. It'll be Lucas Wiebe taking the draw, opposed by Logan Martin. Wiebe wins it. Taken back behind the net by Peters. He sends it to Howard. Tries to advance to Wiebe, loses the handle. Gathered now on the far side by Stevens. Stevens gains the red and the blue. Tries to beat his man. Gets past Nick Fortier. Still Stevens, back behind the net. Looks for Peters, finds him. Defenseman doesn't want a shot. Instead sends it to Stevens. Peters-Stevens. Lost the handle. Fighting 1-on-2, that doesn't seem fair, but hey, it's what happens. Fighting with the stick being held is Lucas Wiebe as well. He's less happy about that.
And it's going to be called.
We're going to get a hold What's interesting, Dan, is it was called by the referee on the far side of the ice. The referee right there on top of it didn't see fit to blow the whistle.
Sometimes too close to the forest for the trees.
Far side man had the angle. That's why they have more than one. We'll send Nick Fortier to hockey jail for a couple minutes. Fitchburg Monty Tech goes on the power play.
It's the first penalty of this period, and second time that Fitchburg Monty Tech will be on the man advantage. Both times it was because Nick Fortier did something illegal.
LAS manages to get the shorthanded clear. No icing for them as they are down 4-on-5. Riley LeBlanc will gather. Leaves it for Jaramillo. Jaramillo takes it up ice, sends it back to LeBlanc, decides LeBlanc should have it instead.
Second period.
LeBlanc goes for Jaramillo as they play hot potato. Jaramillo skating through defenders. Shot save made by McGrath. Rebound can't get another shot off. Broussard can't keep it in. LeBlanc does. His shot is blocked. Jaramillo's shot goes wide. And it's grabbed behind the net by Hines. Hines back out for Jaramillo at the blue line. Looking to his left for Hines, and he sends it there. Hines maybe go back behind the net. No, to Jaramillo. Across the ice for LeBlanc. He's got Pruno right there, and he'll dump it to him. Pruno back to LeBlanc. LeBlanc's shot is blocked. Jaramillo grabs it. Skates in, looks for a centering pass to Pruno. Can't get it, too wide. Pruno will send it back behind the net. Chased by Broussard, but gathered by Jaramillo. Jaramillo back to Broussard. Broussard now dancing with it, looks for Jaramillo. Instead, he'll find LeBlanc, but it was just a little bit too wide. Break there for the Blue Knights. Fitchburg Monty Tech has to reset with now 40 seconds left on the power. Shots on goal 19-10 in this game. Much more uneven than that in this second period. Pruno gains the zone, sends it in, chased by Cody Berkio, fresh legs on the ice for FMT. Jaramillo can't keep it in. LeBlanc just barely didn't play that with a high stick, or perhaps he did.
He did in fact play it with the high stick, just a little too high. That's going to grind this power play to a halt, essentially. Faceoff's going to be to one side of McGivern. 21 seconds on the advantage, 7:07 to go in the second.
Fitchburg Monty Tech looked like they were building up to something, but one errant pass short-circuited the whole thing. Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley got a bit of a break. Now they have a face-off in the offensive zone, down short-handed for another 17 seconds. This is Zach Robillard. Fitchburg Monty Tech tries to do something with the last few seconds of their man advantage. Colin Hines with the puck now. Hines back behind the net. Wanted Jaramillo, decided against it. Passes forward to Plunkett. Plunkett can't do anything. Loose puck in front of the net. And it finally squirts wide. We are back to even strength and a breakaway opportunity for Nick Fortier. Fortier one-on-one, he scores! Nick Fortier comes out of the penalty box and into the back of the net to tie this game at 1.
If you're going to miss the pass, that was the worst possible timing, because Nick Fortier comes out of the sin bin, and after having repented for his sins, he's rewarded with a clear breakaway, and he's able to beat Devin McGivern to put his Blue Knights side on the board.
Zach Plunkett was desperately trying to make up for the bad pass, but it was just perfect timing for Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley. The captain, Nick Fortier, his third goal of the season, ties this game at 1 with 6:39 to play in the second period. A tremendous break for the Blue Knights. Fitchburg Monty Tech won the face-off, but they were offside as Gendron tried to advance into the offensive zone. Nick Fortier's goal is assisted by his freshman brother, Tyler. Tyler Fortier, his third assist on the year, on Nick Fortier's third goal. It would be a remarkable coincidence if Tyler had the assist on all 3 of Nick's goals. I don't think that's the case.
Seems unlikely. I want to say there's probably at least one where it happened, but can't guarantee that.
Big hit delivered by Plunkett, knocks Fortier's stick away. Agnesi gains the offensive zone. We're back to even strength, of course. 6:15 to play here in the second period, still tied at 1. Agnesi sends it back behind the net. Think he wanted Brady Madigan, but Madigan was not there. Kept in at the blue line by Fortier. Fortier's shot goes wide. It'll be chased down for Fitchburg Monty Tech by Zach Robillard. Robillard clears it out, not much more than that. Nick Fortier will grab it and reset the play. Tries the long pass for Agnesi. It's broken up well by Broussard. Agnesi has to come back and dump it all the way in. We get no icing, but FMT has clear control of the puck. Robillard skates it out of his zone, crosses the red line, dumps it in. Cleared out by FMT, nothing fancy, nothing special, but it got the job done. Plunkett dumps it back in. Swing and a miss on the attempt to clear for Tyler Fortier. He'll instead skate it. Tyler Fortier draws, takes the shot, save made, but a juicy rebound. Still loose in front of the net. Finally gathered by Fitchburg Monty Tech. Cleared out back to center, gathered there by Logan Martin of the Blue Knights. He advances to Ryan Strout, who loses the handle. Cleared forward by Robillard. Now Berkio chasing it down in the back left corner. Big hit delivered by Tyler Fortier. Totally legal, and it gets a big cheer from the near side road crowd. Good crowd on hand here at the Wallace Civic Center for the third game of our triple header here on Hockey Day in the Burg on FATV. Shot goes wide, back behind the net. Jake Waldron chases for LAS. He sends it back to Tyler Fortier. Fortier goes all the way around, clears it out of the zone, but will get an icing with 4:44 to play. We're going to take another look at the goal here. Just as soon as Nick Fortier comes right out of the penalty box, it was perfectly lined up. And then he's one-on-one with Devin McGivern, and he beats McGivern to the glove side, the stick side, tied this game at 1. Agnesi wins the draw for LAS. Blue Knights 3-on-2 if they hurry, but I think they might have hurried a little too much. They're offside.
We're always saying if they hurry, but yeah, indeed, hurrying too much.
The face-off will come just outside the blue line on the far side. Dumped back in by Fortier. Goes all the way back behind McGivern before it's grabbed there by Brady Madigan. Madigan sends it back to Nick Fortier. Fortier tried to advance for Agnesi. Agnesi couldn't quite reach it. Madigan steers ahead to Kieran Lund. There's no 21 on LAS, Dan.
Nope.
Ed Reynolds playing the puck. Agnesi back in his own defensive zone. Clears it out, but only so far as Brogan. Snatched out of midair there by Sean McGrath. Chance for Jaramillo, shot goes wide. LeBlanc sends it back to Hines. Hines to Jaramillo, looking for LeBlanc on the centering pass. Well defended there by Fortier. Nick Fortier's been all over the ice for LAS. You wouldn't know it, but he does have 4 teammates. Now a backhand shot, good save there by Kyle McGrath. Checked in the near corner by McGrath. Sean McGrath, rather, not Kyle. They're probably related too, now that I think of it.
Most likely.
Taken by Nick Fortier back behind the net. He'll advance to Reynolds. Reynolds clears the blue line. Agnesi loses the handle, grabbed by Hines. Hines into the offensive zone. Avoids the check of Nick Fortier, but he does knock the puck loose. Grabbed in the near side corner by LeBlanc. 4 players fighting for it. Lots of white and blue. A little bit of red there too. Eventually it'll make purple. LeBlanc comes out of it. His shot snatched out of midair by Kyle McGrath. And we get a stoppage.
Shots in this period, it's 14 for the Red Raiders and 6 for the Blue Knights, but obviously it's the Blue Knights who have the 1 strike there, taking tremendous fortune on a bad pass.
Kyle McGrath has had to make a number of very impressive saves. Devin McGivern on the other end hasn't been tested too often. The one time he was, it was a very unfair question. Centering pass couldn't quite find Pruno. Kept in just barely by Robillard, but just barely is good enough. Berkio's drive goes wide, pursued by Pruno. Tries to leave it back for Peters, but he can't do it. Now a chance for LAS. Ryan Strout, one of the captains, his centering pass just over the stick of Mitchell Boulay. Grabbed by Ben Short now. Short sends it back. Actually, that's a shot save made by McGivern. Along the near side boards, it'll be cleared out by Gendron. Right back in go LAS though. Strout with it. Can't quite keep the handle. Cleared out once again. Gendron sends forward to Pruno. Pruno leaves it for Gendron, but it's intercepted by Short. Sends it back behind the net and out of the zone, but a little too much strength on it. We will get an icing with 2:09 to play here in the second.
Last play there, nearly disaster when Peters wasn't able to read the puck off the boards well enough, and Strout was able to break down ice, get that great opportunity center there, but just couldn't find the stick of Boulay. Had McGivern dead to rights otherwise.
Face-off will come to McGrath's left. Agnesi and LeBlanc. Face-off trickles right in on McGrath. So full of sound and fury, signifying 2 seconds off the clock.
So little time coming off, don't even have to stop the music, just keep it going for this particular run of play.
Another face-off to the left of McGrath. This one won cleanly by LAS. Nick Fortier sends it back. Grabbed by LeBlanc, however. Finally cleared out by the Blue Knights. Goes all the way down. And we get another icing, full of sound and fury, signifying 13 seconds off the clock.
No touch icing in force. We had the hybrid icing in the first 2 games. No touch here. As we play under Federation rules.
Shorter periods, a little bit looser pace of play. It's a good third game in a hockey triple header, IMO. Get a penalty this time. Looks like we're going to get a slash call against Fitchburg Monty Tech. That'll be Riley LeBlanc heading to hockey jail.
LAS fans will really enjoy that. Most dangerous players for the Red Raiders off for 2 minutes.
Now the Blue Knights riding the high of their not quite shorthanded goal, but their very well-timed even strength strike. They now have a power play and a face-off in the offensive zone. Won by the Blue Knights, but nobody decided they want to go for it. Nick and Tyler Fortier just looked at each other rather than either one grabbing the puck.
It just split them perfectly. I don't know even if they sprawled out if they were going to be able to keep it in the zone. Probably for the best that it goes all the way down.
Now a shorthanded opportunity for Fitchburg Monty Tech. Souring pass for Hines, just barely broken up by Tyler Fortier. Agnesi gains the blue line. He's got Strout with him, but he doesn't have the puck. That's more important. Brogan has it. Brogan will clear just over the reach of Agnesi, and it'll go all the way down to Kyle McGrath, who leaves it for Tyler Fortier.
Reminds me that one Blue Knight trying to reach up and pull that down reminds me of Christian Carter, one of the defensemen for LAS in years past, who was just so tall and could easily reach up and pull that down. Did that time and time again for the Blue Knights. And offsides against LAS.
Ryan Strout skated it over, but I think Ben Short was a little bit ahead of him. So we'll get a face-off at neutral ice. 1 minute and 6 left to play on the power play, but also 53 seconds to play in the period. So that's another thing that works against Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley. If they go to the locker rooms without scoring, those last 13 seconds probably won't matter much. Off the face-off, this one floats in on McGivern. He had to decide if he wanted to play it on the hop or come forward and catch it. He let it bounce and almost paid for it, but he covers up and will get a face-off to his left.
Yeah, that's a position no goalie wants to be in, watching that flutter through the air. Just concerned about overskating. However, that was no can of corn.
Shot from the face-off dot goes just wide, off the stick of Short. Kept in at the far side by Nick Fortier. Agnesi shot, save made by McGivern. Rebound shot goes wide. That one was by Short. Now Fitchburg Monty Tech desperately clears. 27 seconds left in the period. Short-handed opportunity. Jaramillo shot, save made. Loose rebound gathered in by LAS as they try to get a chance with just 18 seconds now left in the period. Time running out for Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley if they want to take a lead before we head for the second intermission. Not looking promising there as the puck is gathered by Plunkett and sent all the way down. 5 seconds left, maybe a chance for Pruno, but we're just going to skate this one out and go to the locker rooms even. 1-1 at the end of 2.
A lot of opportunities for the Red Raiders, but ultimately not able to find anything in regards of getting a goal. Just pressuring Kyle McGrath, but he's doing his best Brian McGrath impression basically in that second period. 16 saves for the junior netminder. And for Devin McGivern, he comes up with 8 saves in the second frame. But yeah, just tremendously poor luck for that pass to come right as the player comes out of the penalty box. He's just in the right spot.
The right place at the right time was Nick Fortier. He comes out of the penalty box into a breakaway, and he capitalized on the opportunity. Sometimes all it takes is one chance to get the puck into the net. It only took that one chance for Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley to tie this game at 1. As you said, Dan, very impressive goalkeeping by Kyle McGrath to keep this game even as we head for our final break of the evening. Folks, we have called 8 periods of hockey. We have had 2 incredible games, and we are ready for an incredible finish. We're going to take one final break alongside the players, but come on back for period number 3. It is Hockey Day in the Berg on FATV. Hockey Day in the Berg here on FATV as we get ready for what is actually, as was pointed out to me, our 10th period of hockey. We did have an overtime in that second game, but we get ready for the 9th and final full period of hockey here, the 3rd period of Fitchburg Monty versus Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley from the Wallace Civic Center in Fitchburg here on FATV. I, of course, am John Gugerty. I've only said that half a dozen times today, joined by Dan Bolak. And Dan, this has been a very exciting, very evenly matched game.
Just the benefit for LAS to having seen Fitchburg Monty once before, and just 2 weeks ago, keeping those memories fresh in their mind, and they've been skating right with the Red Raiders. Fitchburg Monty undefeated record is at risk right now. Shots in that second period, 16-9 in favor of Fitchburg Monty, but the lone goal came for the Blue Knights. It was the Fortiers. Tyler was able to nudge that, was able to force a bad pass, knock it down the ice, and it ended up right on the stick of Nick Fortier, whose penalty had just expired at the worst possible moment for Fitchburg Monty. A breakaway in on goal, and a couple seconds later it was 1-1.
Terrible break for Fitchburg Monty, a wonderful moment for Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley. And speaking of wonderful moments, this entire day has been a wonderful moment. You see there on the screen all of the proceeds, all of the money from today's attendance. $10, as you said at the top, Dan, got folks in for all 3 games. There have been plenty of folks on hand. All the money raised today going to the Tebow Family Rehabilitation Trust. TBO 14, Tango Bravo Oscar 14.fatv.org. That URL will take you to the GoFundMe for Jake Tebow, Milton Academy player. Of course, you know by now, suffered a horrendous spinal injury last summer while playing hockey. Jake has been in attendance for all 3 games here at the Civic Center. Again, TBO 14.fatv.org.
We saw him drop the ceremonial puck for the face-off at the very beginning of the day. It's great to see him out here today. And he's been soaking up the wonderful day of hockey, sitting back enjoying all 3 games today.
We also want to thank our underwriters who make this and every remote broadcast possible. FATV's remote productions are underwritten by Rollstone Bank and Trust, Workers Credit Union, Unitil, Minuteman Press, North End Subaru, the Sentinel and Enterprise, Fitchburg State University, and UMass Memorial Health, Health Alliance, Clinton Hospital. Also want to send special thanks to our incredible crew, most of them being with us for all 3 games. For this game, our director is Nate Glennie. Jared Roberts is running replay. Travis Falk doing the graphics and audio work. Robin Como, Todd Govin, and Caitlin Mobilia on cameras. All of them doing fantastic work. It has been a long day here at FATV, but it has been a very fulfilling one. We hope you folks at home, even if you're just watching this game, have had a heck of a time with us. We thank you so much for being here. And you know what, Dan? We have at least one more period of hockey to go. What do you say? Let's call some hockey, and then let's go home. You want to call some hockey?
Let's call some hockey.
I want to call some hockey. I'll do the color. You do the play-by-play. How does that sound?
15 more minutes at least between these 2 sides. 13 seconds of power play time for Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley to start the 3rd period as we are underway. As the puck gets caught in the skates of Peter Stevens, pushed on to Ben Short in the left wing corner. Brogan's going to get there first. Beat him to the puck. Short skates by as Brogan dumps it down the length of the ice. Penalty is up to Riley LeBlanc. He is out of the box. And the Red Raiders back to full strength. Logan Martin up the near side. Tries to stretch that out for short. Finds Brogan instead on the bounce. Brogan pushing it up ice, but again, LAS doing well to stick so close to those Red Raiders. Really bother them a lot when they're trying to corral and control the puck. Riley LeBlanc backhands it around. Wants to find Sammy Jaramillo. He'll find him now. Jaramillo trying to float that in front for Hines. Colin Hines getting there in the left wing corner. Jaramillo battling there with Short. Trying to feed Hines. Pass broken up by Tyler Fortier. And the puck makes its way out of the zone to the Red Raider bench. And Fitchburg Monty Tech will stretch it up here. Riley LeBlanc tries to make the move. Poked away. There's a shot saved by Kyle McGrath.
Riley LeBlanc was right there just in case there was another one of those interesting looking rebounds. At that time, McGrath was able to hang on to it.
Riley LeBlanc with 12 goals this season. He scored twice 2 weeks ago against this Blue Knights side. That was the championship game of the Bushnell tournament. The Red Raiders were able to take the victory in. On the draw, Blue Knights pounded off the boards to the red line. It'll go not much farther than that. Red Raiders try to knock it back in. They do have it in the zone now, just trying to control and settle it. Having a lot of trouble with that as Josh Agnesi skates it to the near side boards into the corner. Around to the far side, pass intercepted. It's Broussard trying to throw it in direction of goal. Berkio into the right wing corner, trying to shake off the hit from Tyler Fortier. Jacob Bruno, left wing corner, trying to get around Waldron. Bruno with a shot is blocked, goes off a leg. His stick doesn't let him get the momentum he wants. Zach Robillard reads that well and dumps it back in out of the reach of Strout as Madigan with a touch on. Here is Robillard back in his own end. Pass goes to Broussard, lets it go through his legs to Bruno. Bruno tries to feed Broussard, right circle, gets the shot off, and that's knocked away by McGrath.
Don't think Broussard got as much velocity on that one as he wanted. Wound up being a pretty easy kick save for McGrath.
That's been one of the challenges, just trying to settle the puck on end. We saw so many goals today on sharp, crisp passes and one-timers dialed in towards goal. And we haven't seen too many of those in this third game. Red Raiders got a shot from distance. This here's Tyler Fortier into the zone. He puts one on in direction of goal, wide to the left it goes. Strout throws it to the right wing corner. Wyatt Peters first to arrive for the Red Raiders. Here is Riley LeBlanc, 1 against 1 with 2 reinforcements behind. His shot ends up going off of Nick Fortier and whistles wide, but now backhand chance, close range, just trying to jam away at it. And a diving attempt by Robillard to keep that in the zone. Does not work out, but it will still be icing against LAS.
Zach Robillard left his feet and went full extension, desperately trying to keep that puck in. And as he heads to the bench, he gets a pat on the helmet from his teammate. A little bit of, hey, Spider-Man action, although not quite. Spider-Man would have caught it.
I love the athleticism. It looked like he was a shortstop trying to make the catch on a hot line drive. Fortunately, it's not a single or a double, but it is still an offensive zone face-off thanks to the icing. As the shot cut down in front, LeBlanc losing it in his skates, able to corral it, but out of a shooting position. Plunkett throwing it towards goal, goes off a bunch of bodies in front. There are 3 different players there, 1 wearing white, 2 wearing blue. Brogan towards goal, well off the mark. Riley LeBlanc, far side at the left circle, gives it back. Now tries to center, off a skate again. Shot redirected, goes off to the left and takes a strange bounce off the Zamboni doors and clear it out. LAS is going to most likely take the line change with the icing. Both teams will do just that, and as the puck was thrown down from one end to the other, it actually went through the legs of McGrath and in.
McGrath was absolutely not looking at that. He was looking down, making sure his skates were okay, and then the puck just goes right through his legs, and he looks up like, what just happened?
Remember that happened to Taran Nitamaki one time back in the day, but the one problem with that, though, is that was during live play. This wasn't. Long shot from the red line is gloved by McGrath, and he'll hold on. He'll be very happy if that puck that just beat him a few moments ago in between whistles is the last time that a puck beats him tonight. McGrath with 29 saves doing his darndest to keep this LAS side in it at 1-1. Goaltending heroics won a game earlier. As that one put back in front of McGrath, and he'll cover that one up as well. We saw it in the game, Pomfret over Milton Academy 3-2 in overtime.
That time it was Kellen Boughton with an incredible performance. Gave Pomfret the opportunity they needed to hang in that game and ultimately win it in overtime.
Draw eventually controlled by LAS as Agnesi behind his own net brings it from far side to near side for Brady Madigan. Madigan backhand floats it past Stevens into the zone. Wyatt Peters will collect, try to distribute down the boards. Puck just tied up in a lot of sticks. And here's Berkio. This pass for Pruno, 2-on-2. Maybe an odd man rush, but Broussard on his offhand didn't have the lane to really be comfortable with the puck, and Berkio overskates the puck. It's coming back the other way. Brady Madigan again for LAS. He's worked off the puck by Pruno. Zach Robillard. Pass up, Berkio reads that one, settles it. Top of the left circle to the slot. He gets the shot off, gets saved by McGrath.
A couple of Red Raider players ran into each other. Back behind the net, they are still down. That was a scary looking fall.
Tough collision between those two. Didn't really get a good look at it myself.
It's Tyler Broussard, and I believe the other one is Cole Howard. No, excuse me. It's Cody Berkio. Broussard and Berkio just going back behind the net. Broussard was coming from the left wing. Berkio was coming from the right. They hit. Berkio got tied up in the net and also went up over Broussard's right shoulder. Came down almost face first on the ice. We might be able to see a little bit of it here. You see right there, Berkio's trying to avoid the contact. He winds up going into the net and then down to the ice. Fortunately, both guys able to skate off under their own power. But that was a scary moment.
LAS bring it back into the Red Raider and a bad angle shot. McGivern batters the hatches down there. Bit of a knuckler towards goal. And McGivern stays with that and gloves it for a draw. 9:29 to go in regulation time. 1-1 the score.
A couple of different Blue Knights tried to get a hand on that one. It wind up, as you said, Dan, just knuckling through to McGivern. You see there Cody Berkio having a laugh on the bench with Tyler Broussard. Hopefully they're okay. Just a big hard hit, head to the bench, take a breath, get some water. We may well see them back.
Now LeBlanc takes the stretch pass, one to beat. Turns around, throws it to the corner, looking for someone to get there. Hines and Jaramillo couldn't get there quickly enough. Jaramillo trying to control, Ben Short will take control of the puck there. And float her around the boards all the way to the near side where Josh Agnesi, in front of his own bench, knocks it back. And a stretch shot by Ben Short from a long distance. It'll be settled down by McGivern. Really struggling to get out of the zone. Short can't get good wood on that one. That's really been a challenge for everybody tonight in this contest. Riley LeBlanc into the zone, trying to do it by himself. Got the shot off. McGrath makes the save and is able to corral the rebound.
Now 32 saves for Kyle McGrath. Shot total, Dan, is starting to look a little bit like the Milton Pomfret game we had earlier, just so one-sided in favor of Fitchburg Monty Tech.
33-18 the shots are now. 42-17 were the shots at the end of the Milton Pomfret game in favor of the Milton Academy Mustangs, but it was Pomfret who came away with the victory. LAS trying to take inspiration from that. As Mitchell Boulay trying to feed Agnesi. Pass just too far out of the reach of him. Trying to come back there, Madigan with the shot, rising wide to the left. Peter Stevens goes and knocks it down the boards. Jacob Pruno making his way long distance again. McGrath with the stop and battens down the hatches. We've seen these teams try a lot of those tonight, haven't we?
We've also seen a lot of goaltenders handle them and then immediately lose the handle on the puck. It only takes one bad moment for something to go terribly, terribly wrong.
Focusing on stopping the puck first, and then what comes after that. They'll get to it when it gets there. Draw comes to the left of McGrath. Bruno trying to shoot directly towards goal. Robillard having trouble keeping into the zone as Logan Martin dispossesses. Martin makes his way, centers across. He's maybe looking for Stroud or Short. Couldn't find either. Left side, Nick Fortier's shot blocked. It's Kyle Gendron getting in the way, 12 on 12 there. Puck came out of the zone and back in, so LAS had to tag up. Brassard is back out there. He backhands it in, takes a few hops, goes behind the net. Will be retrieved first by LAS. Agnesi trying to move it along. Martin, now Agnesi one-on-one. Only with Peters to beat. Gets the shot off, saved by McGivern. Settles it in front of him and covers for a draw.
Once again, shot from distance, not a terribly difficult save, but then the rebound pops loose, and it's desperate times for a goaltender. That time McGivern was able to cover up. That's the wrong music. This is hockey. It's not even Monday. What is going on here?
It's sporty, though.
I suppose it is sporty. Well, what's next? Are we going to get a da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da?
Reminds me about how Fox uses the same music for everything. Where the football theme became its all sports theme. Here's a 2-on-1 developing. Jaramillo feeds it across. Hines puts it too high. It's the best opportunity we had for a one-timer. Hines held it for just a little bit longer than you'd expect on a one-timer, but from there, it just went to a matter of putting it too high.
Dan, would it be hacky for me to say that Hines had a little too much mustard on that one?
Kept in the zone, shot blocked again. LAS has blocked a lot of shots tonight as well. They've done so well to jam up the slot. Red Raiders have not had the space to operate. 6:33 to go, regulation time, 1-1 the score, shots 34-19. Here's Robillard, scored just a couple days ago against St. Bernard's. Puts one on from the top of the circle, knocked away by McGrath. LeBlanc settling it at the right point now for Jaramillo. Jaramillo in a battle there with Nick Fortier. Now he takes it back and Martin gets in the rub with him. Behind the net it goes, trying to center, nobody in white there for it. And a 2-on-2 the other way. Instead of trying to split the defense, just a long dump in. And McGivern struggled to corral that properly. And from there, interference is going to be called against the Red Raiders.
Well, if you push a guy down to the ice with such velocity and violence behind it that the guy has no choice but to slam into the net so that the net goes back against the back wall of the rink, yeah, you interfered with that guy.
That could have been much, I don't know what the words are I want to use. That could have been better planned, better run. Wyatt Peters is going to sit for 2 minutes. Not happy with how that all developed.
We'll take a look at it again. Brady Madigan is going to find the back of the net, not in the way you intend. Right there, McGivern takes the puck, realizes he probably should have covered it up, and then Peters just delivers Madigan into the back of the net. You can't do that, Wyatt.
Golden opportunity for the Blue Knights. Power play number 5. But first, we'll have a timeout.
It's a good opportunity for Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley to catch their breath, Dan. In addition to Brady Madigan taking that hard hit and being pushed into the net, we saw just a moment before that, Ryan Strout got hit very hard at center ice just on the left side of the red line. He was down for a second just while the puck was live, wound up coming to the bench. Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley played a little bit shorthanded for maybe 15 seconds there while Strout was getting himself off of the ice. But they were able to get another player on for him. So now this is another chance for LAS to just take a breather, get a little bit of rest for their tired legs. Their bruised players take a little bit of time to recover. And then it's back to work with 5:56 to play in regulation.
LAS's record not indicative of the performance they put through tonight. That's been a thing the last couple of games. This is, I think, the 3rd straight game, or really the 4th straight game now I think of it, because LAS is involved in that from the last meeting. This is the 4th straight game that Fitchburg Monty Tech has played against a team with only 1 win on their ledger coming in. But all these times, though, they've stood pretty strong. Peters goes for interference. And the power play on for Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley. Tyler Fortier, right point, redirected in front, saved by McGivern, loose in front, and another chance goes just wide by about a foot or so to the left of the cage. Now Strout with the shot, stopped by McGivern, didn't have it in his glove, turns around, tries to cover it from a weird angle, didn't have it covered, but the rest of his teammates back him up, keep it out of danger. It's in the left wing corner. There's still 70 seconds to go on this man advantage, but now the Red Raiders finally have control of the puck, and Brogan will deposit it down to the length of the ice.
After the first period, Dan, this kind of felt like it was going to be a repeat of the first game between these two teams, where Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley would hang a little tight for a little while, but then get tired. They are not tired yet, as another shot and a save by McGivern. We talked a lot last time these two teams played, not so much today, about the youth of Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley. We wondered after the first period if they would be able to keep up the energy, keep up the momentum. Honestly, Dan, they have played like the better team for the last 2 periods in 10 minutes.
It feels like that. Draw 1 by the Raiders and sent all the way down. Shots in this period. It's 10 for the Red Raiders and 8 for the Blue Knights. But LAS has seemed to have more prime scoring opportunities. As Logan Martin sends it across short, tries to blast it into the zone. Raiders will try to get it right out. They will get it right out. Here's Jaramillo. Up on the right side, Jaramillo with the shot. And a pad save there by McGrath. 3-on-2 back the other way, Ben Short. Trying to pass off. Martin didn't get the memo. Here's Riley LeBlanc, 1-on-2. Tries to take some time, create some space. And Tyler Fortier will have none of it. That will kill off the rest of the penalty. Wyatt Peters out of the box, back to full strength. Go the Red Raiders with 3:50 to go in regulation time. Raiders will let that go in case it was played with a high stick. Let LAS get the first touch. Agnes pushed on, delayed offside. Berkio hadn't scrammed the zone. It's good to see Berkio and Broussard both back out there. Rising shot by Bruno too high. Peter Stevens with a firing shot from the right point. That's offline as well. Into the left wing corner it'll go. 200 seconds remaining in regulation time. Shot, score! Jacob Bruno! From the top of the slot, finally beats McGrath to make it a 2-1 lead for Fitchburg Monty Tech.
Kyle McGrath has done everything you could ask him to and more in this game, but Jacob Bruno finally got another puck past him in the dying moments of this one to give Fitchburg Monty Tech a 2-1 lead.
They'll get that on the board momentarily, but Bruno has struck for his 5th goal of the season at a tremendous time. Off the boards, out of the zone, Nick Fortier settles it. Now we'll see how LAS responds in the final 3 minutes of regulation time. The Raiders are going to be looking for more. They're going to want maximum power rating points. They're going to want 2 more goals if they can get them. Although they'd be just as happy to come away with the win. As Sean McGrath skates it in, loses it from there. We'll also have to see when Coach Eric Short wants to pull his netminder for the extra attacker.
Saw McGrath skate a little bit far out of his crease there and then back up as it came into the LAS end.
That's turned over. Hines with a shot blocked by Sean McGrath. Comes behind the net for Jaramillo. Here's Colin Hines. To the left point, settled. Brogan with a touch into the right wing corner. Jaramillo will get there. Riley LeBlanc. Now, no holding there is Hines. LeBlanc, 2 minutes to go in regulation. 2-1 lead for Fitchburg Monty Tech. The Raiders really trying to kill clock here, essentially. They know the Blue Knights have had some great chances. Nearly a 2-on pass, but it just wins to the one defenseman. Berkio and Brogan get the assist on Bruno's 5th goal of the season, as the Raiders get another shot on Kyle McGrath.
Now 1:37 to play here in this third period. For the Blue Knights, you've got to worry about win this face-off, get the puck out of your own zone, and then not too long after that, it's probably going to be Kyle McGrath heading to the bench. You're not going to pull him here with a face-off in the defensive end.
The Raiders in that last run of play just playing keep away essentially from LAS, just keeping control of the puck in the attacking zone. Because you know, as long as the puck's in the attacking zone, it's not anywhere near Devin McGivern.
We'll take another look at the goal here from Jacob Pruno. Just a fantastic centering pass by Berkio. Found Pruno right in front of the paint. He went top right corner as he was looking at it. There was very little McGrath could do.
97 seconds to go in this game. This is the third of 3 games that we've brought you here from the Wallace Civic Center today. In game number 1, Fitchburg State beat Westfield State 6-3. In game number 2, Pomfret School won in overtime 3-2 over Milton Academy. And now here today, Fitchburg Monty Tech trying to make it to a winning record essentially for the home sides. The hometown college team of Jake Tebow in game number 1. The school that Jake Tebow is attending in game 2. And the Fitchburg Monty Tech side representing his hometown that Tebow once played for in game number 3. 97 seconds remain in regulation time. Raiders controlling the draw, trying to control the puck. We'll see if they do some more keep away as Hines regains the zone. Turns it in the direction of goal. Behind the cage it rolls. Nick Fortier clears it out of the zone. Ryan Strout trying to get on his horse.
McGrath is out.
Getting there. And McGrath is coming off for the extra attacker. 6 skaters on for LAS. Agnesi is the extra man.
We're going to have a penalty against somebody, it looks like.
It's going to be against LAS. So both goalies are off at this moment. No goaltenders on the ice. 12 skaters until LAS touches it. I've literally never seen that before.
Same. There were no goalies on the ice. There's an empty net over there. We had an empty net over there. I've never seen that.
It's tremendous. The Raiders draw the penalty. Ryan Strout sits in the house of pain for the remainder of regulation.
LAS still had 5 on the ice after that. They realized they need to send 1 more to the bench. Nick Fortier will take the honors. McGrath is back in net.
Now we'll see how the Raiders play this one out. Up by a goal. They'll be looking for more if they can get it. The pass splits the defenders. Down the ice it goes. Peter Stevens will take that one. LAS, I imagine, will be strong on the forecheck. And McGrath looking to come off for the extra attacker as well. Brogan settles that down. Every win for the Red Raiders this year have been by 3 goals except for 1. Their win against Oakmont was by 2. They haven't won a game by just 1.
McGrath is back out.
Riley LeBlanc turning it towards the corner, 15 seconds. Jaramillo, Raiders do want that extra goal because it will matter in the power ratings if they can get there. Brogan's going to try to shoot for the empty net. 3 seconds to go. Hines turns it around, can't hit the angle. Time will run out. The Raiders will go to 9-0 with a 2-1 win.
If you are a Fitchburg Monty Tech fan, Dan, I believe the word you are looking for is, whew, that was close. That was a lot closer than Fitchburg Monty Tech would think Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley had any right to make it. The first time these two teams met just 2 weeks ago, a 4-1 win and a dominant one for Fitchburg Monty Tech. But today, Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley played them very tight.
Indeed they did.
Winds up a 2-1 victory for Fitchburg Monty Tech on the strength of that late goal by Jacob Bruno. A well-earned win for the Red Raiders. And for the Blue Knights, it's another loss, and it's a frustrating loss. All losses are frustrating. This one, you took a team that on paper is a lot better than you. You took them to the limit. That's got to be something to build on for this young Blue Knight squad.
Now we're going to throw it down to Jim LaPointe for the 3 stars.
3 stars of today's game at Hockey Day at the Berg. Number 3 star for the Knights, goaltender Kyle McGrath. 36 saves in a losing effort. Number 2 star goes to Raiders center number 22, Sam Jaramillo, with a goal tonight. And the number 1 star of the evening goes to Raiders winger number 26, Jacob Bruno, with the winning goal tonight.
So there are the 3 stars. Jacob Bruno with the winner gets the 1st star. Sam Jaramillo with the 1st goal of the game gets the 2nd star. And Kyle McGrath, his 36 save performance, worthy of the 3rd star. Of course, we also want to mention, Nick Fortier getting that goal for LAS, and him and Tyler both just being pests on the blue line there.
The Fortiers were all over the ice for Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley. It seemed like anytime there was a stick in breaking up an offensive play for Fitchburg Monty Tech, it was Fortier. Anytime there was a shot coming out from a bad angle, it was Fortier. Obviously the short, well, not quite shorthanded, but the coming out of the penalty box breakaway goal, that was Nick Fortier. A tremendous performance by the Fortier brothers. This Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley squad, Dan, they are very young, but they have a lot of really impressive building blocks for the seasons to come.
And in a couple of years, they're going to be dangerous again. This was a team that was Central Mass champions back-to-back in 2019 and 20, but of course they graduated all those seniors last year. And the record looks rotten, 1-7-1, but this is a team that has been, staying in it in these games. They haven't been getting blown out in any of these games. You look at the score lines, 5-3 to Littleton Bromfield, 5-2 to Oakmont, beat St. Bernard 6-3, tied Leominster 1-1, then 4-2 loss to Worcester, 4-1 to Fitchburg Monty Tech. Last 2 times out, the 3-1 loss to Gardner and a 4-0 loss to Littleton Bromfield. They've been very much competitive in these games. The goal scoring hasn't been there as much as they would like it to be. They've only got 16, now 17 goals on the season, but only 31 goals conceded. It's not too bad.
It's a very impressive young squad. It's going to be sooner rather than later that Lunenburg Ayer-Shirley is a powerhouse once again. But on the other side of the equation, Fitchburg Monty Tech, they are a powerhouse. They go to 9-0 on the season. Their next game will be this coming Wednesday at Gardner, and then next Saturday, 2 o'clock at Chicopee. I believe, Dan, and don't quote me on this, but I believe that'll be our FATV contest next Saturday?
Yes, they'll be taking on the Pacers of Chicopee. That'll be here, not at Chicopee, but we will have that coverage, absolutely.
Next Saturday, 2 o'clock against Chicopee here on FATV. Let's take another look one more time at the game-winning goal by Jacob Bruno, set up beautifully by this centering pass from Cody Berkio. Bruno makes no mistake, goes top right corner. It's where Grandma keeps the peanut butter, on the top shelf.
Right next to the cookies.
A tremendous goal there, a great win for Fitchburg Monty Tech. And one more time, folks, we just want to say this has been a great day for a great cause. TBO14.fatv.org for the Tebow Family Memorial Fund. Thank you so much to everybody. You see our tremendous crew there. We'll thank them by name again. Our directors today, we're just going to thank everybody from all 3 games. Nate Glennie directed the last 2 games. Jared Roberts ran replay, directed the first one. Travis Falk, the everyman of FATV, in that he does everything at FATV, running graphics and audio. Robin Como, Todd Govan, Caitlin Mobilia, cannot thank them enough for the work they did on the camera crew. Dan, why don't we thank our underwriters one more time before we go home?
Need Rollstone Bank, Workers Credit Union, Unitil, Minuteman Press, North End Subaru, the Sentinel and Enterprise, Fitchburg State University, UMass Memorial Health, Health Alliance, Clinton Hospital. Also want to thank Tim Foley for joining us for that first game. Just tremendous day of coverage. We've had this day circled on our calendars for a good long while. Looking forward to bringing you 3 games of hockey in one day. And what a tremendous day it was. Every game competitive and filled with excitement.
An incredible day of hockey here at the Wallace Civic Center, again for an incredible cause. Folks, thank you so much. It is an honor just to be part of this community, for us to be able to bring these games to you. If you couldn't be down here at the Wallace Civic Center, we do strongly encourage you. I promise I'll say it for the last time, TBO14.fatv.org. Thank you so much for anything you can give to that very worthy cause. For Dan Bolak and everyone here at FATV, thank you so much for being here. We will see you next time right here on FATV.